from the very start. Even when it came to holding off when they was on defense, sure, they made a few mistakes. They left a few holes in the defenses, but they was able to just make it count where they needed it to. v56 did a very good job of actually almost completing the map, but on the defense, b2k kind of just whiffed it a little bit. I don't think it's particularly because the skill is all that offset or different. It's just you can definitely tell that v56 are more just running and try and get it done, but b2k's aim is just shutting them down as soon as they actually get sight of them. So
Rhino, can you go to the overlay? We need to sort this out now because of the 1/2.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if we go onto a map which is not so defender bias, how v56 will compare. Like, who chose this map again, Adetto?
This was K-Shot's map.
Oh. So that's a little bit of a concern, really, when you think about it like that. That said, sometimes you will pick a map which you're not too unhappy with in the hope that your opponent will pick a map that you really do love. So there is the chance that b56 may actually be more comfortable on a map that they know that b2k are also comfortable on. I don't know what map I'd like to see. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing a train yard or maybe even a Whitechapel. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. I'm just going to get back into the lobby now, go through the same banning process. It'll take a few minutes.
This is the only downside of this current banning thing, that we need to go back to the lobby to get those bans sorted every time, which is kind of a bummer, but there's not much to be done about it for now.
But this is the best part, guys. Like, everybody in the chat now gets to actually guess or predict who the banned mercs are going to be. We know that this time it was a Red-Eye, Fletcher, Phantom was attempted to be banned. Red-Eye, Fletcher, Rhino, and Sparks. So I'm kind of expecting Sparks to be banned again, right? I think that's a given.
Do we know what the map is next?
We don't yet.
We don't,
well,
okay.
Vit really quickly said Terminal. I don't know if that was their actual official call, but
okay,
it might be their map. So, and I've seen them play on that. They're pretty decent on that map.
Okay, so that probably changes what you want to ban as well.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, Sparks is a pain on most maps. Terminal maybe a little bit less than others in certain respects. So we may not see a Sparks ban, but I still think Sparks will be banned. And in the chat, we're saying Thunder ban 100%, and I don't think that's really necessarily. I think splash damage banned Thunder. So I don't think we really need to see a Thunder ban come out. I would actually love to see Thunder played in a competitive setting again.
A flash ban.
Pixel, can you leave the server real quick so that it restarts?
Can I what? Leave it? Yeah. But yeah, I doubt we're going to see a Vasily. Vasily, after the last patch, is going to take a lot of getting used to. Thunder just doesn't stand up to the Fragger. So maybe if a Fragger gets banned, then we will see a Thunder. But I don't think we're ever going to see, right now, Thunder as a main pick. That said, it is possible for the teams to choose on a very infantry-focused map. I know that makes no sense, but I mean less explosives and stuff map, like Terminal, that they may decide to actually run a Fragger and a Thunder. I mean, that is a possibility.
If Fragger gets banned,
server 2, guys.
Do you think that then that whichever player normally does Fragger, do you fall back to your Skyhammers rather than another Merc? Because for me, Fragger and Skyhammer always feel quite similar.
Yeah, sort of. I think the idea of actually having a heavier Merc such as a Fragger or a Thunder or a Rhino is just to eat up a little bit of that chip damage and explosive damage which comes in from going in first. So while you could say a Skyhammer will be very effective, I think for the most part you probably still choose to maybe go with something a little bit heavier. The problem is Thunder's weapon just isn't effective right now. The AK is not the worst weapon in the game, but the M4 is just better. I wouldn't be surprised that if we ever did see a Fragger ban. I'm not convinced we're going to do it because both of these teams rely so heavily on a good fragger. But if we did see a fragger ban, I'd like to say Thunder would be played, but I'm not convinced he would be still. I think we may just see another explosive-based Merc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna go into the banning stage.
So come on, guys, get your votes in. Who do you think is going to be banned first?
Let's get that chat going. Maybe even predictions on who's gonna win the second map.
So we have Thunder, Vasily, Phantom, and Kappa. That's a strong final pick there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into the picking stage. b2k is gonna pick map.
It is, in fact, Terminal.
Like it
is Terminal, okay.
I don't like this map. It frustrates me to no end.
What?
Is it?
Wait, what Oasis?
I just die all the time in it. It's just explosive central.
Yeah.
Can we pick Dockyard? No.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, not allowed today.
Did Euron just leave again?
Yeah, he realised that he had to play Terminal. I'm joking. Terminal's a fine map. It's okay. But yeah, Terminal, also known as Full Hold Central, so we may actually still be seeing a third map.
Wolven has guessed Nader, Fletcher, Sparks, and Red Eye.
We're going into Terminal with the v56 defending first, and the first ban is Red Eye.
Okay.
Like Fletcher banned again. It's the same first two bans.
Same first. Okay.
Which means Rhino.
Yeah, we might just get Rhino.
I'm glad that people are banning Fletcher because he annoys me no end in public play.
You don't like Fletcher, do you?
No.
Oh, the dudes who are spamming jump and just throwing the sticky bombs. Oh my god.
I enjoy playing Fletcher. I do enjoy playing Fletcher.
Yeah.
I've never enjoyed playing against him. I mainly play light mercs, right? And the sticky bombs will one-shot you even if they're not stuck to you, even if they're just fairly close. So when he's got infinite of them, they're probably my most frustrating thing to play against. Rhino, and I guess it's going to be Sparks.
Probably, yeah.
So, with the stats taken from the first show match of the IML, we are guessing that most competitive teams are disliking Sparks, disliking Rhino, the Fletcher, and obviously don't forget the Red Eye because the smoke is just completely annoying.
Thing is, right, if you're banning Rhino, nobody ever played Rhino when he was there. So, are you saying that you don't want to force your opponents into picking... I mean, like... It feels like a wasted opportunity to ban something that wasn't really played.
The thing is, Rhino wasn't like a really popular pick, but on maps like Bridge and Terminal, like Rhino on the balcony area with an aura station can be one of the most frustrating things to break. And you've banned out the Fletcher, right, which is one of your explosive classes. Mm-hmm. So if you was to ban out the Nader, for instance, then you have a Rhino in there basically uncontested. There's nothing you can really do to him. You ban the Fletcher, there's no explosives. You ban the Nader, there's no explosives. Then you've got a Rhino on a heal station and a single nade to try and take him down with, which would make it really, really difficult. One of the only things which take out a Rhino is explosive spam. Like, if he's playing campy, and if you was to ban the Nader.
You also have to remember that you can make a lot of stories up as to why Rhino is banned, because of his strengths, but you can also just see it because Panda really loves to play Nader.
Yeah.
And Anger really loves to play Fragger. That's their main role. So maybe they're just like banning Rhino just to free up the other mercs for themselves.
Yeah.
Not worrying about the Rhino at all.
Yeah, I can believe that.
It's the same case for Fletcher, I think, for b2k's ban. They just want to free up Proxy.
Yeah. I just kind of thought with the opportunity to do that, would you not throw a curveball and say, well, you know what, I don't think Aura
But I think we're gonna see it, but maybe now because of course it's a new system, people are kind of going for what they're comfortable with themselves in the team composition, except instead of maybe like directly banning out a specific player, you have 2 bans. So if you really want to, you could just go, I'm gonna ban Fragger and Nader to specifically attack Anger and Panda on their picks, or I'm gonna specifically do I don't know, Phoenix and Proxy just to get Remedica and Vit out of their main comfort zone, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, if you're worried about, say, the fragging potential of Conquery, don't you want to go? Well, you know what? Let's not have a fragger. Let's force him out of that.
Totally. That's just a balancing act of, do you want to have the fragger yourself? Because if you ban fragger, you can't use fragger yourself. So.
Well, I mean, if your fragger loses 1v1s against another fragger, then why not at least put the other guy out of his comfort zone?
We're about to go live in 3 seconds.
Okay. So, welcome to the second match of the IML Showmatch. And right now we have got b2k on the attack and v56 on the defense of Terminal. Straight off the bat, it's looking like we're going to see 3 people go up towards the balcony area and 2 people go up in towards the tunnels into the office area. And we're seeing a wild...
We're gonna see Renji stoke at the balcony and then they're gonna push. This is a setup.
Oh, there we go. It's definitely blocked it up for a fair amount of time.
Oh, Anger with a big nade clearing up the flag.
And I'm wearing sunglasses again. I think it's explosives.
New
and
Fletcher
that's not
skin.
working. And the wipe was amazing. b2k gets the bomb planted down on the first time. That setup was just how Adetto called it. Blocked off that balcony for the fragger so he couldn't shoot down. Went in behind him, cleaned him up, and
what has actually done the wall jump?
Yeah,
and he's defending from beyond the wall now.
Woods was probably hoping to be able to sneak through to the other side and get ready for the second
think he
plant. They're
was.
feeling quite confident.
Look at that triple coming from Rendika with the MG nest.
This is looking like it's going to be a very fast match indeed. Another full wipe.
But yeah, just for those new viewers who aren't familiar with this map, basically the first stage they have to plant the wall, which has been done, it's going to blow up. And in the second stage there are 2 containers far into the defensive hold that they have to both plant to set up time. For any ET players, it's pretty much Oasis.
So the wall's down already.
Get this.
Oh, can we get a pause?
I think we've lost someone.
Now, I'm wondering if v56 have got communication issues here. Because it's very rare that someone just crashes and leaves instantly, and for them to not notice him gone until he actually left the server himself, that could be a concern.
Some people saying that it's not his internet.
No.
Aaron has complained to me lots of times he has very bad crashing issues.
I have now on Dome since the patch.
But he's had it
4
for
attempts.
there's something about his PC that the game is like, because he's had it for like 2 months already or something.
Oh, wow.
He just has regular crashes a lot. But it's something specific to his PC, because it doesn't matter which config he uses, he keeps getting it, he gets it with default config, so.
Yeah, so I feel
Which
on
sucks
Dome.
for him, but, you know.
Just constant bloody out of video memory.
I think he even has that, he just completely, like, it just Alt F4s or something, like it just shuts down for no reason.
It's because his self-kill key is Alt F4. That's what I heard.
Now, I believe from the last patch notes, he should be able to load back in even though we're paused.
Yeah, he should. Should. Underline italic, should.
And we're back.
Should. It's turning into a bit of a meat grinder here.
Yeah, but they need to back off after this spawn, otherwise they're going to
indeed.
get screwed by players running right through them. Concrete cooking up a grenade, throws it at absolutely nothing.
Preventive nade, just in case.